This is your deep dive into Back to Hogwarts Part 2 with dialogue. Welcome back to good people to Zealman's Wizarding World, your Wizards Unite channel with a suburban twist. So this is part 2 of the event, the one I have been building up for a while. So this starts on August the 25th. 2 PM Eastern Time, which is 7 PM British Summer Time. So as usual, it lasts 1 week, and we can earn up to 10 Defense Against the Dark Arts books, 15 Restricted Section books, 6 total spell books, and 50 gold, and spell energy rewards also, and there's some ingredients and stuff as well. So there's a decent amount of books being rewarded. I'm glad they upped the Dada books, because that was going to take like, someone said like 7 years or something to get all the Dada books. How this one works, it's a little different this time. You got your 1.5k port keys, that's the same. There are boosted spawns of the Ravenclaw student, Hufflepuff student, Slytherin student, Gryffindor student, and Minerva McGonagall. Of course, she is super rare, so maybe see her once or twice. So keep those trace charms at the ready. All those students will come in handy for using repeat image collection for some of the tasks and for your SOS manuals. So that'll be good. And my page is on gold for those. It's been gold for quite some time. In fact, I think it's the first page I got to gold. But yes, I'll be farming those SOS manuals. Also, this one little twist is returning Brilliant Foundables will reward you mysterious note fragments. Bum, bum, bum. More on this later. The dialogue especially will have a load of stuff on it. But obviously you can skip that if you don't want to do it. So what can you do now? Brew trace tonics, at least one for the tasks, but I imagine you probably want quite a few. Especially if you can't get out and about. Also ensure you have at least 3 Hogwarts School runestones. You'll need those for tasks. I would recommend more than that for giggles, but yes, you need those. And also brew some brain elixirs, as there is a family XP task coming up, so that will come in handy for that. Brilliant bundles! We have a free store pack with tonic trace detection ingredients. As for the other ones, if you're okay on energy, there's no point in the SOS bundle. If you need trace detection tonics, then the brilliant bundle may be worth your while. And for the bonus bundle, if you don't need energy and trace tonic, then that one's not worth it either. So, yeah, it's up to you and how your game is going. Right, the Foundables are the wild ones. You need 20 of these. That's Professor Sprout and Professor Flitwick. The task-based ones, that's Professor Trelawney. The walking ones, or the bonus ones, so this is port keys or the bonus task. That's for Professor Slughorn. The challenging ones, you need 3 of these. That's Fortress Challenges using Brilliant Runestones. That's Nearly Headless Nick. So now we move on to the tasks. If you want to skip this bit, jump to the, well, either the bit in the description below or this time here. So set of task 1, collect ingredients or portmanteaus from the maps 2 times. And then use 1 tonic for trace detection, hence the brewing earlier. And finally, return 5 Professor Sprouts. So that one's simple enough. No need to brew in advance this time. Yeah, easy peasy. Set of task 2, use master notes to brew 1 potion. That could be any potion you like. Collect 2 brilliant first year at Hogwarts runestones. Return 7 Hogwarts School Foundables. So nice to see some unicorn hair as a reward in this one. You can brew any potion. You don't need to wait for it to brew to complete. You just whack it in, do the master notes, and that's the task done. And you collect the runestones by ranking up the brilliant event page. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, just catch a few wild Foundables or a few challenges and you're done, really. Now, don't get caught out of this, but it does say return 7 Hogwarts School Foundables. This is not the brilliant Foundables, this is Hogwarts School, so this is the students. And Minerva McGonagall, if you're lucky enough to bump into her. Set of task 3, use the 3 Hogwarts School runestones. Earn 200 Hogwarts School Family XP. Return 10 brilliant Phileas Flitwicks. So remember again, that this is Hogwarts School runestones to collect. So again, that's the students. If you are lacking runestones, then you could use repeat image collection on those students. With all the boosted students around, you should be okay. Hopefully they haven't turned down the spawns, and well, hopefully the spawns are okay enough to farm them. But yeah, it should be okay. Set of task 4, complete 5 wizarding challenges with 3 or more teammates. Earn 300 brilliant first year at Hogwarts Family XP. Collect 10 mysterious note pieces by returning brilliant first year at Hogwarts Foundables. So yes, the Family XP task is back, but it's only 300, so it should be doable enough. Now for the mysterious note, all you have to do is collect the wild brilliant Foundables, and when you collect them, you have a chance of getting a brilliant note fragment. I'm not sure if it's 100% or whatever percentage chance is, because, well, I just don't know. So hopefully it's fairly easy enough, and you probably would have got a number of pieces by now and just farm those little fragments. Dialogue's quite good for that one. And then the bonus round, earn 10,000 visiting XP, return at 45 brilliant first year at Hogwarts Foundables, defeat your highest chamber unlocked, defeat 7 formidable foes in wizarding challenges, and cast 30 good spellcasts. So for the formidable foes, you should be able to just grind ruins for that. Now, I have a funny feeling if you're doing higher and you do it with a group, we're probably going to end up with a whole lot of people stealing off-class foes if they're formidable. So I would ask everyone to stick to their own classes with formidable foes. If it's in your class, then take it. If it's somebody else's class, let them have it. Of course, one way to get around this problem is simply by doing the ruins chambers on your own. It only takes a few seconds to get through them, and you should be good to go. 10k wizarding XP is across the whole game. I would suggest maybe having a Rufus Brain Elixir on, and if you find Minerva McGonagall, use the Trace Charm on her, and you'll get a whole load of red shard Foundables. There may not be Minerva McGonagall copies, but there'll be over 1,000 XP a go. So that's good. Use a Brain Elixir, doubles it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Job done. You can also open up any port keys you've got spare as well at this point in time. See if you get lucky with the old XP. And you can also use high level rune stones in fortress challenges as well. That gives you more family XP as well. So there's quite a lot of ways of doing this. Shouldn't take too long. So now we move on to the dialogue. If you want to skip this bit, use the chapter thingy below, or jump to this time here. And here we go. Part 2. Intro. Hermione. The most recent surge has returned, and it remains delightful. Constance. You sound disappointed. Is it more of the same? Hermione. Not quite. This one is centered more around Hogwarts itself. Mostly the professors and house ghosts, to be specific. We need to return all of it as soon as possible, as per our normal protocols. For those whose memories have been taken, this experience is rather awful. We cannot forget that. Constance. I do wonder why this surge has been so delightful. Hermione. Me too. It's incredibly odd. It doesn't match to any previous surge that I can recall. Hopefully an explanation shall reveal itself. So the mysterious note fragments, when you return the first piece, you get Constance. Hermione, what do you think that is? Hermione, it looks like a piece of some note perhaps. Something certainly written. I wonder if there will be more of them. Fifth piece. Constance, look Hermione, we've assembled several pieces now. It's most certainly a handwritten something or another. Hermione, yes, it's certainly a something or other. It looks to me like it may be some sort of prophecy. The language is very dense. Perhaps someone transcribed this. What is unusual is that it seems to be attached to these traces somehow. It's not simply a Foundable out on its own. That makes me think that it's being placed here intentionally, and whoever placed it wants us to find it. Told you these were good, didn't I? Now once you have all the note pieces, Hermione, this is truly interesting. This is indeed a prophecy, apparently made by Professor Trelawney in the 90s, years ago. In it she predicts the calamity. Constance, incredible. I thought she was a one-hit wonder. Hermione, yes, but there's more. She also claims that the Ministry of Fools, I don't appreciate the commentary, I'll be honest, will blame the Grim Man. Does she mean Grim Foley? For at least a year. Is she saying he didn't do it? My God, if this is real, this may well be confirmation that Grimm's not behind this disaster after all. Constance, if it's real, and if it's not, is Grim Foley trying to deceive us? So that's good dialogue. So brilliant Flitwick. Constance, Professor Flitwick, I was never quite as adept at charms as I would have liked. I failed in charms, never really got over it. We had a parents' meeting, which included Headmaster McGonagall. It was awful, and I spent the time between classes practicing various charms on my new pet Newt. Nevin. Brilliant Sprout. Hermione. Do you remember a while ago when we were returning stolen pieces of my past in another surge, and I came back with a distinctly new memory, one of a conversation with Grim Foley? Constance. Of course. Do you have another memory? Hermione. No. But Professor Sprout does. According to the professor, Grim Foley claims to have found a way to influence the calamity enough to truly modify it. This surge is made from his memories, almost exclusively. His first year experience and his memories of the professors. Is that what we've been returning? He has figured out a way of affecting it? If this is true, this is massive. Ooh, it's getting juicy. Nearly Headless Nick. Constance. I've always liked Nearly Headless Nick. I mean, he's terribly daft, but he has so many great stories. If you ever get a chance, put an afternoon aside and get him started. Professor Slughorn? Constance. I never met Professor Slughorn, but I always thought I would have been a perfect candidate for the Slug Club. Rowling. Professor Trelawney. Hermione. For years, Professor Trelawney took a lot of stick about her divination powers, and since the end of the Second Wizarding War, new similar accusations have seeped into conversation again since then until now. She predicted this calamity. Mind you, she also predicted the Chudley Cannons would also have a flawless season this year. And now the end dialogue, Hermione. Well, despite our delightful trip down memory lane, this was some surge, and still we're left with so many questions. Did Professor Trelawney predict the calamity? Was she referring to Grim Foley in the prophecy? And is that prophecy even real? We know Grim can manipulate the calamity, and there's no record of such a prophecy within the Ministry. Constance, it seems rather odd that he can control what the calamity steals, and he can send messages through it. We cannot stop it, and he cannot escape wherever it is he's being held. We need to find Grim Foley. Hermione. Yes, and soon. You could just ask Professor Trelawney if she made the prophecy. Mind you, she never remembers them, does she? Oh well. So that's the dialogue. Quite juicy, I think you'll agree. Definitely one of the better ones, that's for sure. So the tips for this one: brew trace tonic and ensure you have a few Hogwarts School runestones. Ensure you collect the 5 port keys, and even if you don't get time to walk them off. Only brilliant port keys collected during this event will have this event rewards. Any you collected from the previous event will have previous event rewards. If you can't get out and walk these port keys, you also have the bonus assignment. We currently have Storm Francis coming. I think it's rattling on the window above me right now. So I wonder how much time I'll get outside. The only issue with the bonus assignment, you have to complete all the bonus assignment tasks to get the rewards. So in my opinion, Adventure Sync turned on. You should just be able to nail these out over a week just walking around your house. Ruined or early tower chambers are good for grinding the fortress fragments. You can also do this during setup task 4. Try and kill a few birds with 1 stone. So opinion time. Yes, the storyline in this is pretty good. We actually get a few clues, and this is kind of how I thought how meaty the storyline was going to be since the game began. It seems they spent a lot of time paddling water, but now, yeah, this is more promising. I like this kind of. I think it's just the right amount of progression in this. I don't see any sticky tasks. Say the 10k Wizarding XP might take you a little while. And if I miss anything, I'll put them in a pinned comment below, because that can happen. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this event. What you're looking forward to. Are you getting bored of brilliant events or anything like that? So I think this is quite an easy one. I think it's a good one for summer, because people are on holiday and stuff, which is groovy. So don't forget to hit like, subscribe, whack the notification bell thingy, because it really helps the channel. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter @Zealman, where all the latest news comes out, and some funny things that I find. I also put them on there as well. And there's also Instagram for AR pictures. When I've done some pretty good fun ones with some castles and stuff with Hagrid. That's fun. I was on holiday. So until next time, brush up on your spells. Get your ones ready, Wizard Unite.